Gaming Today presents Cash Considerations.
Welcome to the Cash Considerations podcast. Today is Monday, March 9th, and we are back in the bunker, boys. It worked out so well last week. And
ran it back.
Yeah, we ran it back thanks to Reynolds. We are here, and we're going to get after it today with some college basketball, talk about some conference tournaments, some odds, different things like that. And let's welcome the boys in right now. First, sitting to my right, my immediate right, Alan Berg. AB, what's up?
Oh, I'm following Einstock Beer right now on Twitter.
Okay.
We need to work a deal.
All right. We'll reach out, make an effort, and get a sponsorship possibly. We have right across from me and very, very close is Mo Toy Pearson. What's up, Mo?
Yeah, we're all locked in like proximity right now. So
yeah.
It's all right, though. It's good. This is a good group. So definitely happy to be back in the bunker.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And to our left, my left, your right, and across this table from AB is the producer holding it all together, Reynolds. The Twitter handles for the boys, at %Berg for Alan, at Heed These Takes for Mo, at I Am Reynolds 2305, and I Am Big Dave Sherapan, at SportsBK Consig. That's for Sportsbook Consigliere. The show is at GT Cash Consider. Follow the show, share the show, rate the show, and review the show. Thank you. We got a couple new reviews this week. I don't know if you guys saw them, but
I did, actually.
Yeah.
Well, when you brought it to my attention.
Was that your cousin?
No, it was me, actually. No, I'm not kidding.
No, the latest review had to shelf football for a week, as much as we all love it, and talk college basketball.
Oh, man.
And, I thought maybe that was your burner account.
No,
like
yeah. I got a few more, but not one that I was going to go that far on.
I said give Mo the mic.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Yep. So, follow the show. We're trying to put
much.
some Twitter polls on Twitter.
I thought it was funny
those.
after we put up that Garoppolo-Brady deal. There was the Brady speculation the day right after.
Yeah.
Of him going to Frisco. I mean, it was unreal.
Yeah,
this is a GT Cash
innovators.
Considerations deal. This is big.
We're ahead of the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of ahead of it will be today.
Right.
We got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But let's format of the show real quick as we do. We're going to talk college basketball first and foremost. Alan, you can just jump in at your leisure.
I'm just going to keep drinking this delicious beer.
That's fine. You can do that as well.
Working on the sponsorship, which I'm okay with.
You got 2 new followers now on stock, so
okay.
Hit us up.
Bam.
Delicious.
We're going to hit the college basketball and go through most of the conferences. Tournaments are up. Maybe talk about long shots, anything like that Mo may have his eyes on. And then we'll get into some NBA. Big weekend this past weekend in the NBA. Lakers made a statement. Want to discuss that with AB real quick. And then we'll touch on the UFC that was one of the best women's fights of all time, let alone maybe one of the best fights, period, of all time. It's definitely a lot of people talking about that was a top 10 fight overall, just the number of strikes and everything. So we'll just touch on that real quick. AB was there. Reynolds got to watch it. This ESPN Plus thing has me befuddled sometimes. I just can't watch it. I feel like I'm in the crowd with that, but we'll get to that, and then we'll tie up the loose ends at the end as we do.
Yep.
All right. But without further ado, Mo, let's get to some basketball.
Yeah.
All right, I have
kind of a big deal right now.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I don't know. The last 2 weekends, man, have been really, really, in your word, sick.
Yeah, 100%.
It has been so hard betting. I know the books have had monster weekends the last 2 weekends. Teams just aren't covering. Teams are losing outright.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of things going on. It is really hard to be laying points, let alone. Sometimes you have a dog and you're up 15 and they collapse and they don't get there. You're catching 4, they lose by 6. So,
pain,
yeah, the numbers have been really, really tight, and the outcomes have been really in question, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, obviously right now, later in the season, anybody that, is betting the stuff should know that when, at this point in the year, the lines, the games being tighter, the lines are just as tight. So as far as, what I've seen in the last couple weeks, and yeah, that big week where the books had like a monster week when a lot of the favorites either lost outright. I think Clemson beat Florida State.
Yep. Last Saturday.
There wasn't much of like a variance up until that point, when we were making fun of college basketball like 2 months ago, Alan, everyone else, whoever.
Correct.
Yeah. So, it's been fun up to this point, but, it was bigger this week because it was like the beginning of the conference tournament. So everyone's kind of locking in right now. And anybody that wasn't tuned into college basketball is kind of like, reeling in whatever they thought they knew and then, getting prepared to, be involved this upcoming week.
Well, that's the funny part is like now, not that it's been ignored and not that everyone has taken like AB's approach where he just leans back from the mic and doesn't pay any attention.
He's going to be betting it. I know he is.
Well, that's the thing.
He's going to find some shit and he's going to bet it.
Betting it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like now, a lot of people are looking for outlets, for picks, for insight.
Yeah.
That they just want because it's current and they want to bet it now.
Yeah.
And I would say, from someone in the business as long as I've been and been around it, it's the hardest time to bet.
Fucking rough
right now, right?
Yeah, it's so tough. And it's tougher to watch. Like if you do have action, my God. I mean, other, than having a future on a tournament, which, it's only a few days. So it's a pretty big deal for every other game that you got going down and, trying to get off of the bet maybe or here and there. And then maybe like the team that you have needs to make a run in their tournament to be in the actual dance. So, not just without the betting itself, like with the number that you got or trying to beat the number, but you're trying to get your team in the dance as well. So, I mean, a lot of that stuff kind of comes into fruition at this point in the year.
It's crazy because the finality of all the games is so heightened.
I can't watch that shit.
You
know what I mean? Well, you've seen me a couple times, and I'm just like, dude, this is filthy.
It's hard. And so right now, at least what they're playing for this week is a bid to the big dance or have to take a bid to the CBI or the NIT, and you got to keep playing. And we got to put those lines up.
Like, no way. Well, what are you going to say? What happened?
Like, if we start talking about those tournaments, I quit.
Well, the only reason why, like, we're going to be involved is because, like, we're all freaks. Like, anyone listening or just generally speaking, like, the NIT itself is a big deal. I mean, we had lines for that already, like, a couple months ago.
Yeah, that's the
tournament to be the 69th team in college basketball.
Yeah. Could be
that's a great trophy.
It could be the worst team in the NIT, if anything. But the CBI and the CIT, man, I mean, those are. I wish they would bring the Vegas 16 back, and the Vegas 8, whatever the hell that was. But
I mean, there's lines on it. And people will bet it. It's just interesting. Those aren't neutral courts. A lot of times, the home team gets. You got to look at those lines different. But we'll get to that at a different time, maybe never. I might be with AB in that one. I don't know if we need to talk about it.
We need to talk about like three.
That's fine.
Yeah, we need to talk about like 3 teams in there on the Fairleigh Dickinson thing. Which I still haven't got over that shit, man. Oh, man. Fuck.
Let's start alphabetically. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Circa Sports odds.
Yep.
Right now.
I'm familiar.
Okay. And we'll just start at the ACC at the top.
Sure.
Okay. It looks like it's Duke, obviously, is the favorite. Then we got Florida State, Louisville, Virginia, and everybody else.
Yeah, all the rest of them.
Yeah.
Should have been
one
Field.
of those 4 teams. It almost could have been Field, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, legitimately, when you look at this thing, that team that's playing the first couple games got to win 5 games.
Fuck.
No shot.
Yeah.
There ain't
it's
no
just so
shot.
bad. No, it's so brutal, man.
Right.
It's just a rough gauntlet of
and now
games.
there's like double buys.
Sure.
You get double buys, so you only have to win 3 games to win it all.
Yeah.
Now, where I think it was in years past, you at least had to get 4.
And I mean, like in this part of the year, like for the ACC, like it's so kind of, it's so weak on the bottom that, I mean, those 3 games mean more now than they ever have.
Yes. They're 3 quality games for the most part.
Sure, yeah.
But that first one's probably going to be big numbers.
Yep.
Any one, I don't think this is like, I mean, the odds, Duke's plus 115, and then you got Louisville, plus 385, and Florida State plus 330. I don't think this is a shoe-in for Duke. Do you?
No, not at all. I mean, anyone that's been watching just this year alone, I feel like it's, almost a toss-up, I guess, for the ACC itself. The price almost makes sense just because it is what it is on the game. I mean, Duke being Duke, that sounds dumb just saying on the forefront of it, but the action upon Duke, being the quote unquote best team or with the best or the highest odds or the lowest odds. Yeah,
Highest,
I'm confused.
lowest,
Yeah, same old, same deal.
Whatever works.
But yeah, like right behind him, like Louisville's kind of been falling off, but I think like Florida State and Virginia are two teams that can contend just as well. And then I think Notre Dame out of like behind of
What?
Yeah, I know it seems kind of crazy. I mean, this is
you
just
want to talk about finding value. They're 28-1 to win this thing.
that's just like the only other team that I can think that could possibly play close, and they're a pretty competitive team for the most part. I think they can make a run if you're looking for another team in the ACC.
It's crazy. It just doesn't look right. North Carolina 75-1.
Yeah, that's good. It looks right. I think that's right. I feel like it's low.
Are they going to win the first game?
Oh man,
They're 3.5-point favorites.
oh,
They
shit.
may lose.
I
It's
can't stand it.
unreal.
I can't stand it.
Tar Heel backers, good luck. You want to talk about the Southwest Athletic Conference, the SWAC?
SWAC?
I mean, you're the only one that knows any of these damn teams. Prairie View, Southern,
Jackson State.
Texas Southern, and Jackson State.
Yeah.
That's your pick?
I
Jackson
think
State
I think that was
live,
the only
5-1?
other team that I seen like, Don Bess is, bringing up scores, and it was a team that actually did well towards the end that's in the middle of the pack. So, I mean, we're trying not to give out a bunch of favorites, but I don't know. I mean, for one that I seen that I don't know any players on, I thought that was okay.
For Walter Payton.
Yeah, Walter, man, that's man of the year. It's man of the year.
How about the MAAC?
Oh, shit. This is my joint.
You're wearing a
Yeah,
St.
man.
Peter's shirt.
I am.
They are plus 350, which would be the second choice behind Siena.
Yeah.
Riders right there, Monmouth, and then, it's fun to say, it's really pretty easy to spell Quinnipiac.
Yeah, of course. Bobcats.
After that, there's some trash. Iona?
Oh, don't. Okay.
No.
You better back up, man. No, wait a minute.
Come on.
No, I mean, that's the only team that I wanted to chop as much because they've been so, like, I think they've won the last 5 MAC championships in a row.
Who?
Iona, the Gales. The other
Okay.
Gales.
All right.
Gales 2.
Gales, too.
Yeah, number 2. Yeah, I guess St. Mary's would be the real
right,
Gales
okay.
for the moment. But, it's funny. We've been so locked into St. Peter's, me and a buddy of mine, Wilkstradamus, that
Peacocks.
I bought a shirt off the money that I made off them like 2 years ago, and it was quite a bit. Like, I mean, just off this team alone, I mean, it was unreal. But they just had problems beating Iona, and then Iona would go on to the championship and win by like 30 in the finals.
Okay.
It's just hard to trust these teams. Like, if anybody ever watched any of these MAC games, accent on the A's,
Double A.
it's just
The MAC
it's a
double
lot.
A.
Like, a lot of these teams will have runs. They'll win like 2 or 3 games, maybe, like cover a few of them, and then they'll
This is
lose. They'll
one
lose
of
to
those-
like one of the worst teams in the conference.
This is one of those conferences that the road favorite goes to die.
yeah.
They're laying like 4.5. on the
Right.
road.
Oh,
they
and-
lose by double digits.
Oh, it's bad. And
You
like,
see it
I mean,
all
people
the
like
time.
they'll be down in the first half by like 8. People will come back and bet them second half,
Yeah.
and they get absolutely annihilated.
Yeah.
Like, they'll give up, or maybe they're drunk, or whatever the case may be. But Iona, like, I can't give up on them yet. They just score a lot. They just can't defend as much. And then I think St. Peter's is going to win it.
There you go.
I think St. Peter's is going to win
All
the
right,
Metro
there you go.
Atlantic.
Plus
so.
350, St. Peter's.
Siena ain't going to win shit.
Siena ain't going to win
Ain't
shit.
going to win too much.
Take them out. That's it.
They're done.
Take them off the list.
All right. I got to address 2 things here. AB, get your shit together with the phone, putting it right next to the mic, getting sound to come through.
That's good.
And Big Dave, I thought we were going alphabetical. We went from the ACC to the SWAC to the MAC. What alphabet
It's
are you
the
going off of?
Einhorns.
Spelling something out.
Oh, yeah. They're not, I assume
No,
they
this
were
is good.
alphabetical.
I love this. This is so
AM. Oh, no. They're not alphabetical. Oh, they're by dates. Okay. There you go.
alphabetical
I was
by
gonna
dates.
skip those conferences.
Is that chronological?
That's why.
Is that the
Yes.
exact word?
I was going to skip those.
That's
Yes,
fine.
Pardon me. I apologize.
Oh, this is good.
Screwing up the alphabet even. Thanks. I appreciate that.
I've been
Reynolds.
there. I've been there. I've
Got
seen
to
that.
address it for the listeners.
I've
right
seen
now,
that.
There's
I've
at least
seen-
one guy who's going to be like, I don't understand this alphabet that he's using.
Reynolds is the only one not drinking, so at least give us a chance.
Oh God! All right. Well, that was a good drop in right there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go back to the A's then. Fucking the A10.
Oh man,
Nobody's beating Dayton, right?
I
Come
can't
on.
see it,
you
man.
got minus 180. They gotta win this.
Obi top, dude.
They're
That
gonna
dude
be
is
number
filthy.
1 seed
Yeah.
in the overall thing. Can they win it? The whole thing.
I think they can.
They can.
I feel like every time I say it, like, because I'm a prisoner of the moment. I do it just as much as anyone else. I mean, only one, like, because I don't know, like, you watch them through a whole year, and I don't want to be that guy to jump on a team when they shouldn't be. But like this, I mean, they're pretty for real. I mean, they got looks like the Wooden Award winner, for the most part, but. They're having a lot of fun. I mean, even in games where they should be losing, they're winning by like 20 in these games.
They are.
It kind of means a lot, you know. In games in bad spots where, like George Washington, they just played them last week or on Saturday. I think they were up by 3 or 4 at the half. Maybe they're just kind of getting their legs under them, and then they won by like 28 points. Like, this is a team that, you know, people should be worrying about. I mean, I know a lot of buddies of mine that have like 100 or 200 to 1 on them right now. So probably Kyle. I'm gonna ask him for some as soon as like, he gets to the Final Four or whatever.
For those listeners that aren't familiar, we had Kyle Wilson on, another guy that works at Circa, who had the Eagles to win the Super Bowl.
This is so
the year
bullshit.
before, he had the
sucks.
Falcons to win the Super Bowl when they blew the game against the Patriots, and Mo would not buy in on either one.
Well, the Falcons, that was not right. But the Eagles won for sure. I mean, I put in the bed for them. It's fucking brutal.
You want to go back and listen to a couple good stories. The old episodes are there.
Reynolds will probably put a
archives.
clip in at some point.
Yeah. Go find that one.
Which will be fine, I think. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to do it. Let's see.
He had Burrow, too, didn't he?
Yes,
Correct.
he did. That's right.
Mo
He
is
had
so mad
Joe
right now.
Burrow to win
like,
the
oh.
I think I'm
Heisman.
more
Hear
mad at
about
the
all
Eagles
this.
one because I put the bet in.
I know.
But the Burrow
We've
one was
been over
brutal.
this.
Yeah.
I think I told him JT Daniels was good, and he blew his knee out in the first game.
And then you put it on him.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
This is so dumb.
Correct.
Well, hopefully you don't put it on Dayton. But 29-2, looking like a number 1 seed now.
Flyers.
As long as they cover this Atlantic 10 conference tournament.
Yeah.
With, I mean, any real threats? Richmond, Rhode Island, St. Louis. And
Richmond
then
keeps floating
Davidson
around.
is always around.
St. Louis got in as a 6 seed last year, so I mean, and they almost beat them at home. I think Dayton had to win on a buzzer beater 3 in OT. I don't know if you remember that. That was probably like 2 months ago. So St. Louis is pretty solid. And Richmond is somehow still hanging around to get into
it. Yeah.
There's no goddamn way in the world.
I don't
How?
They're
There's
either
like
the
25
last
Big
4
Ten
in
teams
or
getting
the first
in,
4 out.
and then Richmond. Like, I just keep seeing it. I'm like, it just can't be done. But yeah, I mean, that's just those 3, and then Rhode Island, I guess, has a shot too somehow.
Okay. You say so. I don't think they have a shot in hell, but all
I
right.
apologize. Sorry.
Let's get to the big conferences.
Yeah.
Starting with the Big 12. Kansas, Baylor. Anyone else?
Kansas is gonna win.
Kansas is going to win.
Yeah, we could move on.
That's it?
Yeah, we're good there.
Simple?
Dude, they're good. I mean,
Wow.
I'm still going off of what I was
Consensus
saying.
number 1, and you said it last week.
Very
They're-
good.
You think
almost
they're
like football, and they're not a good football
no,
team.
they're terrible. They're fucking terrible.
Yeah, the worst.
The
hat,
You
Miles.
think they're head and shoulders? You said heads and toes. But
Yeah, I
you meant
did.
head
I
and shoulders.
fuck,
Yeah.
man.
No, that's okay.
No, I
It's all
remember
good.
I thought about it at work, and I was like, man, that's so dumb. Like they're floating above the competition, which is what's happening. Yeah,
But they're better than everyone else, in your opinion. They are the best team going into this thing.
it's just like, I mean, every year. Like I think it's funny. The last few years, I feel like it's the table itself, the teams or the brackets. Like everyone's like, oh, it could be a big year for the lower seeds and this and that. And I'm just like, I guess that makes sense. It's this year alone because what happened earlier, it was a big deal. Like a lot of these teams lost. We made fun of
yeah.
it, this and that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nobody could hold a top number 1 or 2
It was
in
tough.
the rankings. They were losing the following week.
Yeah.
No one held it for more than a week or 2.
it was insane.
All the way up through now.
Right.
When Kansas has grabbed a hold of it and kept it, they win games. They may
It's
not
kinda,
cover.
Yeah, boring. Yeah, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? But
they're
they're
not
like
exciting.
they can win. I mean, obviously Bill Self is there still. I feel like we brought that up. I keep bashing him, but this is a good basketball team. And I mean, if for anybody that's listening, I mean, I know the price might seem however
Minus
on it.
121 right now, currently at Circa.
Can't see anybody else. Like Texas seems like they're pretty hot right now, but no one's
Yeah.
going to beat
They were the
Kansas.
most bet on team on Saturday at our place. Kansas or Texas was minus 3.5. You'd have thought they were minus 13.5.
But they got annihilated by
Lost by 20. They
What a-
were never in the game. They trailed by 18 at halftime and lost by like
We need to
4.
know who
It's just-
where Oklahoma State's going to play in these next tournaments because it ain't going to be in the big one, and we need to bet them to win whatever that tournament is.
You don't think West Virginia has a shot? That's the only team I think that could put a little string together here and win this thing. Could actually beat Kansas.
Yeah,
in this conference.
I can't
mean,
deny
Baylor
it. No,
could.
right.
You know,
I'm just so off Baylor at this point.
Yeah, I'm off Baylor too.
But no, I think I agree with you. I think West Virginia might have somewhat of a shot there, but it's Kansas or die.
Does Baylor get a number 1 seed in the whole thing?
It
if
seems
they
like
win this, they get a number 1 seed.
Yeah. Well, that's a guaranteed fact. You know, no matter if
but
Kansas, however they do, regardless, because
Kansas is getting a number 1 seed.
yeah, I mean Baylor's still like a legit 1 seed right now. It seems like
I guess so. All right, move on. Big East. You tell me who's going to win this thing, because it's Creighton, Villanova, Seton Hall. I mean, shit.
How is Providence not going to win?
Butler, even Providence.
Providence is on fire.
Yeah.
They can't lose. They cannot lose. Providence cannot lose.
Oh, you got them 8-1.
Ed Cooley is.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one. He's going to change the game. What is the line there?
You got
at the place
Creighton
I work at?
plus 395, Villanova plus 295, Seton Hall plus 425. Providence is 8-1,
Oh yeah.
and Butler's plus 555.
I shouldn't even be giving.
Marquette is
what am
plus
I-
805.
Marquette might be.
anybody's.
Marquette should be like 50-1. This is a bad. They're soft, man. Marquette's soft, man. Yeah, we took a
Offering
couple.
a lot of value.
I
How
think we
many
took
zeros
a couple.
is on that Georgetown number?
Oh,
Holy
man.
shit.
My guy Patrick Ewing, man.
No shot.
It's rough. He's getting smaller. He's getting slim though. That's the only thing I like about Georgetown.
He's pacing up and down
Yeah,
that
oh, dude, he's
sideline.
sweating it out.
He's getting
He
aggravated.
had a couple things going on with some of the players. It was like some, domestic stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot
I
of
said,
things
you're
going
losing
on.
like 30 pounds like that night, figuring out what your lineup's going to be the next day.
All we got to do is get him into the gambling.
Oh,
And at
my
that
God.
point-
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Now the sweat will really happen.
well, I guess I'd figure what the drinks would do to him.
Yeah.
He ain't drinking now. I think.
Drinks, gambling, walking the sideline.
Oh, God. Sounds like a plan there.
I want to talk to him.
At GT Cash Consider, if we can reach out to him.
Somebody.
Big Ten. Big Ten? There's 10 teams from this conference going to get in this thing, in the Big Dance. I don't even have a clue who's going to win this.
I only like it because none of them are at home. So now people can't make a big deal about home Big Ten teams.
Right.
You know what I
Which
mean?
I've been talking about now for at least a month. But Michigan State, you guys got the favorite.
That's fine.
Okay, plus 195.
My guy, Cassius Winston.
Maryland, plus 455. I don't like the way they're going.
Yeah.
They seem like they're regressing. Wisconsin's coming up.
This is a team that I hate
That's
the most.
scary team,
but,
right?
But could make the run that people. I mean, when they were hot from three, they could beat anyone in the conference.
The way they play defense.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, they play Wisconsin.
2 out of 3 piqued my interest. 3s and D.
Yeah, that's
Threes
it. That's
and
it.
D.
And free
They get
throws.
the free
Yeah, they get the free
palm
throws.
on 'em.
It's a bunch of.
Wisconsin, right
I almost
there.
said something crazy on the air. I had to pull it back quick. Reynolds was not going to like it.
Illinois.
Well, he
is
was, but
next.
not for the show. That's a
Iowa.
guarantee. Yeah.
You can cross Penn State off the list.
Yeah, they're
done.
dead. They're dead and gone.
They've lost whatever that
Man,
magic
as soon
was
as
that
we
they
were
had.
like they were good,
Yeah, they weren't.
oh shit.
They immediately weren't.
What happened? Was
They
it
won
us?
one game. We put it on them.
You think- yeah, it was us. It was me and
they
you.
got close to that top 10, for the first time in maybe ever.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back. And lost every game but one.
How is that
Yes,
even
they get-
possible? I think it was
they
a
went on a
buzzer.
road, they lost a couple
Rutgers.
home games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Rutgers
done.
game. Yeah.
Yep.
That doesn't count.
Ohio State just got spanked
Yeah,
yesterday.
Michigan State,
to Michigan
yeah.
State.
Hey,
I don't
man,
think
that's-
Ohio State can win it.
I don't think so
myself.
either.
15-1's not enough.
Kind of a
Rutgers
rough
is
spot
interesting
for
at
the-
25-1.
Everyone that got that Ohio State early, it's
Yeah.
might be dead, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Michigan, no shot.
No, it's
Come on.
Well, no, I don't think so either. Not
Okay.
to win this, but
No.
people are still high on them in the tournament. I don't
It's
know.
the unis and stuff.
I can't
Come
do
on.
it.
I mean,
Is it
they
Howard?
ain't winning.
I can't call it.
No.
I'm not. I wasn't a fan when it was popular, and I'm still not a fan now.
The last team that may be of interest is Purdue, 17-1 at Circa.
Yeah,
Win a
It's-
game or two, can't win the whole thing.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
I
but
don't
that is one that you can kind of pencil down as a team that could, spark some interest late in that tournament. But Michigan State seems for real, and Wisconsin. I fucking hate it, but it's real. Somehow it's real. I can't believe it, man. It's the Allen formula. But they slow the tempo down. They don't run as much.
Oh,
So I don't know
they
if you
don't
like to
run.
watch them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd like to see the threes, and that's good.
And the defense.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Keeps them in every game.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
and they don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
So, all right, Pac-12.
They
Pac-12.
can't run.
Pac-12 here in Vegas.
I think I'm going to be at one of these
Are you?
games. Yeah, possibly.
Oregon, favorite, almost 2-1.
It's Eli's team, the Ducks.
Arizona, plus 380.
How?
Colorado,
I need to talk to my
plus
people. I need to talk to
650.
my people.
You helped with these numbers, did you not? Or you just?
And I was
you
here.
just
I
had
was
to-
no, I was
oh,
at
you were
home.
off?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They didn't
I don't
even
mean.
call you?
I'm not bashing anyone.
No. Nobody's
Well,
bashing
they know
anybody,
it's a.
but yeah,
They understand. They
it's
get
all
it.
good. UCLA is almost 9-1. Arizona State 11-1. USC 10-1, who just beat UCLA.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking like UCLA has to win at least 2 games, maybe 3 to get in the big dance right now.
Seems like they've been
They're
pretty
on the
locked in for
bubble.
the last couple games.
I know.
Or yeah, I mean, the last couple weeks. I mean,
Stanford's 11-1.
that's
Blasphemy. Does Arizona State live?
there's no way.
No.
I don't know. Like,
Oh boy.
like
All right.
that's my
we gotta put
specialty.
it out there. Yeah,
my joint.
That's good. How about Colorado? They're toast.
Yeah. I mean,
Plus
they just
650?
haven't been good on the road. I
That's
mean,
not enough.
tough
Gotta be like 10-1.
environment here. Yeah, this is tough.
Weren't you big on UCLA last week?
I was. Yeah, well, I'm going to go through it like right here. As soon as we get through the deal. No, I like Bruins, but I feel like people, like after they beat Arizona at home, I think it was at home. This was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It just like the luster, like in it, like it because people know now.
They scored 52 points.
Yeah,
the
I mean
other
that
day
was
at
you know
USC.
I think well it's funny I
Game
don't know
was so
I
ugly.
thought
I watched almost the
USC
entire
I thought USC
thing.
was more of an over team like
Yeah.
like later in the
Yeah.
year and they like slow it down they run a
Oh.
that's Andy Enfield
It looks
Florida
so
Gulf
like
Florida Gulf Coast cat Dunk City
1958-ish. Yeah.
yeah
Looks Hoosier-like.
I don't like it but they're winning games which is crazy but yeah I watched them in about 3 or 4 games and they like to bring it back out to half court and run a bunch of plays
Oh,
and you know
my
run
goodness. Pass it around. Everybody touch the
Oh,
ball
it's crazy.
twice.
I mean,
and-
but
yeah.
it's funny. Like they're efficient from 3, and they got a couple big guys that in there that can bang around it and shoot free throws. So I mean, it makes a lot of sense for, you know, if there's any value in a team, USC could be in that point because you can win like that on the road or on a neutral site
Right.
against anyone.
This coach must be saying to himself, man, we suck. I got to have as few amount of plays as possible.
Well, yeah, pulling a Wisconsin bullshit. But it's funny that they're implementing it like at this point in the year. I mean, I haven't been watching them as much, but from what I've seen, like towards the end, I mean, it's working. They're winning. I don't know if we had under in Pac-12, huh? Like 5.
Yeah.
And they got like
The number
7
was-
in right now.
No, well, I think the number was 6.
Oh, it was
You
6.
guys all said under.
I don't remember.
Yeah. That's
That
all
wasn't
right.
me.
2 shows ago.
No,
No.
me.
We can
No,
pull
it
up the
wasn't.
archive. We'll find it. We'll find it. I have my notes somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 6, and I think it looks like they're going to get 6.
I mean,
I think.
Stanford, there's no way. Stanford
Oh, they
can't
might get in.
Damn it. How?
They got to win 2 games. Everybody's wins 2 games. It changes everything.
Sick.
That's how these guys are playing for that whole deal.
Yeah.
2 games.
Yeah. Fair.
Uh,
Bruins and Trojans, though, I'm kind of.
both in.
Well, yeah, I think
You
both
think
in,
they're
but
both in?
I think they're live to win that tournament, though.
Okay.
If they don't want to just bet Oregon and pray to God that they get it done.
I think either Arizona team could win it. Actually.
Well, a lot of people like Washington.
Yeah.
What do you
no,
think? No. That's fair.
Definitely not. No.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I immediately
Washington,
swatted
30
that.
to 1. They got
Dude,
no
punch
shot.
me in the
They
face.
stink. No. I just don't think they have a
Bang.
No,
shot.
I was
No
just
shot.
asking, right?
No. I'll do them up.
He was
No.
No, I like it. Yeah, Dikembe. Yeah. Hit me with the no.
Last one. SEC.
Damn.
Kentucky's winning it.
Did you see that game?
Yeah.
Oh.
What a meltdown.
My take a
Florida,
minute.
for
My
those
take a
of you
minute
that
is
don't
going to
know,
be
what were they up?
involved in
20
17.
in the second half.
I think it was what, like 11 minutes left?
It was
maybe
they
less.
almost
maybe
halfway
less.
through the
Maybe like
second
7
half.
minutes.
It was 17
Well,
points.
well, you know, just like we were so busy during that time.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to look up until like the game was like Kentucky went up.
we switched it. We had it.
Oh, yeah.
We had it on the main screen with sound, and it was a blowout.
Yeah.
And somebody said, "Can you put on a more competitive game?" Somebody,
I hate
please.
that
And we
person.
took it off, and then somebody was like, "Hey, there's 3 minutes left, and it's tied.
Yeah.
Turn it on." So we had to turn it back on.
Right.
And you want to talk about a meltdown. I don't know what this is going to do to Florida, but you guys got them. Let's see here. Oh, they're lower on the list. Where they at? I don't even have them on here. Yeah, they are. Okay, 8-1.
Imagine
8-1. You just left them off.
That
Fuck
would
it.
have been sick.
Gators
That'd have been
gone.
the sickest.
That's it.
That would have
Fuck
been
it.
the
No.
sickest thing of all time. Like,
Kentucky's
they're just done.
2.5 to 1. Auburn plus 365, LSU plus 495, Mississippi State plus 605, Florida plus 845. They're the fifth choice.
Yeah.
I think they're toast. I don't think that's one that's too soon to recover from.
I think
They probably win the first game and then have to struggle the rest of the way.
Kerry Blackshear, their forward that they got from Virginia Tech, he's basically their best player. Not an engine guy, but definitely a difference maker. He might be out for the tournament. So I mean, they got a couple guards that can hang, and Mike White can coach up defense just as well as anybody in the country. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think they can win in like this type of deal. Like It just seems like a lot for Florida, even for a team that came in with a lot of you just hype behind them. But at this point in the year, no, I don't think Florida's good, especially without Blackshear.
All five of those teams, do you think they all get in? Kentucky, Auburn, LSU, Mississippi State, and Florida.
I think Mississippi State's hanging on by a thread. I think this is a team that's going to make a run in this tournament.
Oh, there you go.
I think Mississippi State.
Okay.
I think Bulldogs.
6-1.
I wouldn't say live to win it, but to win a couple
To get to
games.
the final?
And yeah, I mean, for someone that's looking for value, I'm assuming we took a bet on this. I didn't know if it was that short to begin with. I just figured, if we did have a little bit of value on it, just because of our hold, people will come and bet a little bit on it. So
they keep finding you.
Yeah, no, they know. they know what's going on,
Word
which
is
we
getting
want.
out.
We need it. Yeah, we need it bad. So, other than that, I don't know about the rest of the teams. Like Bama's no way. No, there's no way. And
how many times do you think we'll hear this week? It's really hard to win 4 days in a row.
Oh man,
that's what everybody says. When
can't
they look
imagine
at
a
these
total
things and
on
they
that.
handicap these things. Oh, this team can't win. They can't win 3 games in a row, 3 days in a row.
That's it.
Their legs are tired.
Yeah.
It's the same stories. It's the same comments from all the same stuff. And somebody does it. I don't know who. And you can see as they go, the lines get adjusted. If you guys are looking at lines, don't think that it's not baked into the number that the team is playing its third game in 3 days. It is.
Yeah.
It's higher than it should be.
Well, it sucks because the
We
people
know
that are
that
making the
too.
lines also know. Like everyone knows.
Right,
like
everybody
they must have
knows.
forgot that. Like everyone's watching the same game. So
So when a guy, you have to really check the injuries. And when guys get hurt at the end of games or something like that, they may not play. But if you can get that information before the book knows,
you're
the number
crushing
knows,
it.
You'll
be crushing
getting
it.
Good numbers.
Yeah, without question.
But for the most part, everyone's looking at the same shit.
Yeah.
So calm down when you're handicapping these tournaments. Have fun, and try to. I mean, if I hear find value again on all this stuff, everybody's looking for value. You know what I'm looking for? Winners.
Yeah.
I want winners. That value thing is great.
All my values are dead, by the way. Yeah, so
Finding
it's like
value
0-4.
is over fucking
I
rated.
want winners.
Winners. That's all.
I want teams that want to win.
Can't win with them. You got
Can't win without them.
So that's the interesting part about the tournament, and I'm looking forward to Selection Sunday.
Oh man, I can't wait.
But we've been looking at these brackets. There's not going to be too many surprises. Everybody knows pretty much what teams are in.
Yeah.
So just enjoy it. Have fun. Follow Mo on Twitter @HeDeeseTakes. He constantly puts stuff out, random stuff.
I'm gonna be giving out some second half moves.
Second half moves.
Maybe.
Yeah?
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
thinking about it.
Hashtag.
You want to talk about finding value, though, learn how to bet the halftimes. You can really just look at stuff. I know you know this firsthand.
Yeah.
And I know firsthand.
Yep.
There's a lot of value in halftimes.
Yeah, most definitely.
Both sides and totals.
A lot of these dog
Pace.
first halves are going to be there. I mean, a lot of the early games too. So, I mean, if people are going to be watching out for just early tournament games, like a lot of these favorites are not coming out or are not used to like playing or laying that type of, laying those points. So, yeah, look out for dogs in the first half of these tournament games. It should be a big deal, leading up to the championship in those tournament conferences.
All right. That's going to do it for our college basketball discussion this week. We're going to continue it, hopefully for the month of March.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
As long as we can continue showing up and getting this done, we're going to talk college basketball.
Yeah.
So before we welcome AB back into the discussion totally, I want to mention the Gaming Today. The Digital Gaming Today subscription is currently $6.95 a month or $75 for the year. You get award-winning content analysis, stats, picks, casino industry news, and more. A Dawn Best feed with real-time lines and scores from 6 Vegas sportsbooks, links to casino deals and sportsbook app signups. You even get the Gaming Today newspaper in digital form. Just go to gamingtoday.com/register. Get that taken care of right away. AB's making his way back in. I wanted to discuss the NBA here real quick, boys, while we stick with basketball before we move on.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Are we?
Oh,
we
yeah.
are.
Okay, my
We
bad.
are.
All right.
Professionals.
We
Professionals.
Yeah, they're pros.
We
Well, they're
some
pros.
checks,
They're pros.
You know,
Cashing
and,
checks, selling shoes.
Oh my God.
oh, you want to talk about selling
We're
shoes.
just selling a whole institution, an organization
What
called
is-
the NCAA. my bad.
What is LeBron doing? What is he selling, fellas?
It's winning the MVP is what he's doing.
Right?
He's not selling us
That
dreams.
discussion is back.
I know that. I fucking know
That
that.
discussion is back, is it not? That's real.
Has to be.
Giannis, Friday night in the game, goes up for a ball, comes down awkwardly, sprains his knee, finished the game. The Bucks had no prayer in the game. Sits out now. He's going to be out at least 2 games. He's going to be out, I think, load management.
Well, my thing is, like, why would the Bucks bring him back? Like,
Just
they
get the 1 seed and be
exactly,
done.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter if
Yeah,
he
it's-
wins 70 games, right?
Unless the MVP is like a huge deal to him. Like if it's a massive deal to him, I'd go, all right, well, you're our star player. I don't want to make you unhappy because I want you to stay in Milwaukee for the next 10 seasons.
Right.
So it might be a reason to let him play. But other than that, if he's like, no, I want to win the championship, then I'd be like, well, then you need to sit.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about us having 70 wins. I want us to win the championship. So, and the MVP, it's a popularity award. LeBron is becoming the most popular player because he beat the Bucks and now he beat the Clippers on ABC. So he's back in the
league
conversation.
in assists at 36 years
But
old.
my
35, whatever he
critique of the
is.
whole thing was that he's playing with like the 6th best player in the NBA. Like
Oh,
when you can just
fair
throw
enough.
lobs to
But-
Anthony Davis, who can score like 40 a game if you really wanted to, it kind of diminishes the assists a little bit for me. It's not like when Nash was tossing them to like Marion and Stoudemire, like he's throwing them to
Kyle
Anthony Davis.
Kuzma.
Yeah,
You got some other
I'm not
guys
saying
like
he's not
that,
getting
yeah.
other assists. I'm just
Right.
saying that, you know, if we probably look at like 5th on that list, that dude probably has to distribute the ball to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I don't know how many assists are to AD, but I bet quite a few of them are.
Yeah, probably. Were you impressed? Friday night, win the game pretty handily. It was.
Yeah,
I watched the entire game. It was a very ugly game. It was over officiated. It was slow.
Over
There was
officiated.
so many fouls.
They made more free throws than the Bucks shot.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Like
you know.
and you and
The
you know,
refs are the ultimate, like, you know, that's what I'm looking for. The X factor or they can swing anything.
we
at any
joke,
time.
but the memo was out. Like, call this game close. Call it close. You can see when it was when they do that, the game is different. You know, and then you get a game like Sunday where the Lakers play the Clippers.
Yeah, much more fair.
It was they were allowed to play.
Mhm.
That was a physical basketball game on both ends of the court. There was a lot of lead changes, and you know, I mean, for those of you that know me, you're listening to me talk NBA. That was a playoff game that had
Oh, yeah.
intensity,
They had it.
that had it all, and it was by far the most bet on game. We had more action on that game than we did on the entire card.
The
And
rest of the NBA.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even close. Everyone had a piece of that game.
Yeah, I talked to Purdom and he was asking me the comparison between that game and the XFL game, and I was like, that's not even fair. Like, I was like, first of all, I
The
said
XFL
this.
played? Wait,
Oh, come on now.
Wait, what game was that? Wildcats? I don't even remember what was
Man,
happening.
that Sunday night game was great.
It was.
Wow,
I didn't
great game.
watch
stay on
much of
point,
it. My bad.
AB.
Sorry about
No,
that.
you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back
here we
about
go.
the
Yeah.
basketball.
It's all right. XFL has actually stayed really strong as far as handle for us.
Oh,
It's
that's
been
good.
pretty much the
Okay.
same every week. But as I was telling him, like, it's comparable to any of the other NBA games, but not this game. This game
Right.
is way, way more action.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
no,
you know,
I mean,
it's
the
on
XFL could
ABC.
compare to OKC Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, it's like, one, the game was huge, you know, in the sense that we're gearing up to the playoffs now. It's Clippers, Lakers. LeBron's going for an MVP. The Clippers, you know, we're curious, like,
Full
how great
strength.
are they? Really good. Yeah.
Trash though.
Everybody's got all their players out there. And then the fact that, you know, you can watch it on, you know, Rabbit Ears helped, I think, handle
ABC.
as well. So,
Always does.
Well, yeah, because you got to have League Pass to watch all the other games. So,
Or ESPN.
Well, I'm just saying that
Or TNT.
on whatever Sunday it was, right?
Sunday it was
yeah,
on, yeah,
so
it was on ABC. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think there was
Big.
an ABC and an ESPN game, and every other game's on League Pass. So it's like you got to pay the $300 a year
Yeah.
to see those games. So you're just not going to see as
And
much
nobody's
revenue on
doing
those
that, yeah.
games. Yeah.
It was a good game though. Clippers Lakers. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was a playoff
Yeah.
game, like you said. It felt like that. It felt like it was game one.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. So my thought process was this, and I put this on Twitter. Friday night, Lakers are -1.5 at home against the Bucks.
That was a great tweet, by the way.
So yeah, they're favored, and I thought the line was short.
Yeah.
I think they're just that much better than the Bucks. I think both teams are, Lakers and Clippers.
It closed
So-
a little bit.
It stayed 1.5 or 2.
Okay. Yeah.
They cover easy. Now you get to Sunday, and the Lakers are on top on the rotation. They keep saying it's an away game. It's a fucking home game.
Yeah.
They change the color of the court,
Yeah.
and they make the Lakers wear white instead of gold.
Lakers have multiple
They have
championships.
their own-
Clippers have nothing.
They have their own locker room.
Yeah.
It's their building.
Yeah.
There's no home court advantage.
It's the same city.
It's the same building.
No, it's for sure. Yeah.
The Lakers have a 6-game lead on the Clippers. They played twice, and the Clippers won them both. The Lakers were favored.
Yep.
3.5 opening game of the season, just too high.
Christmas
And
pain.
then Christmas banger.
Oh, Lakers
Right?
killed me, man.
Yes, they killed a lot of people.
Oh shit.
So I put it out Saturday. What's the line?
Shit hurt me.
Or actually Friday night.
I was
What's
hurt
the
bad.
line? I would make the Lakers -1 or 1.5, and I could see even pick. But, I got lambasted because how can the Lakers be favored? You're
Yeah.
wrong. What are you talking about? Even Errol reached out to me and said, Big Dave, you're wrong. It's Clippers -2.5 or 3. Really?
Yeah.
I'm betting the Lakers, if that's the case. So from an odds-making standpoint, if you got a team that just beat the best team in the East,
When did Errol say that?
no, he reached out to me personally.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he did.
Damn it,
You
Errol.
gotta mention the boys in the dungeon.
Yeah.
All the
No,
boys, Case,
always.
listen,
Yeah,
every-
yeah,
right,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
get
those
them
are the
in.
guys.
I
Yeah.
I know you're
mention
listening.
any of 'em.
No, you AB hates everybody. We know that. That's
incredible.
Let's stick with it. It works.
I hate everyone in the room except Reynolds.
There it is.
We're
We're 0-2, yeah.
Like, we're right
0-2
here.
in the
0-2.
bunker.
Hey,
Me and Dave are just can't get it together.
son of a bitch.
God damn it.
But no, seriously, were you surprised by the line?
Yes.
I was too.
Yeah.
And then the betting. The betting was all on the Clippers.
I wish I was just there for the
Well,
betting.
We
Go ahead.
We had a lot of Laker money line action.
That was it.
Yeah.
It was laying the points.
But that's
Or
why
even-
the line sucked, because it's like, at least if it was Lakers -1,
Or
they're just going to lay the points
or just
versus
pick. Just put a pick and,
Well,
and
yeah,
let,
I mean,
let the line maybe move.
as long as I
away.
don't have to take bets on plus
Plus.
money.
Plus,
like,
right, as high as plus
yeah.
130.
I kept trying
Pain.
to move, and then it's like I moved too much, and the Clippers money came, and
Yeah.
it just was what it was.
Did anything you see affect the future odds?
They're both so low. Like I at this point, I'm like, I want somebody with a clue to like bet one of them, and then I'll move it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're buried to the Lakers regardless because they're the popular team. They're good.
How easy is it
and
to
we had
just
to
like
have their lines out early during the summer when
Oh,
the
yeah,
free agency
right.
thing was going on.
Yep.
So
Oh,
no matter what we did,
that was a nightmare
not
for
gonna-
me.
yeah, you're
Oh,
still,
my
you're
God.
still in the crew back there.
God
yeah.
damn. That was such a rough night. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Wait till I see Keith Olbermann, man.
Hey, man,
Who
Keith better stop tripping,
He
man.
owes.
Keith better stop tripping.
I know this. We took when the Clippers were up in the first quarter. Somebody walked in and bet 10K on the Clippers plus 275. So that was a fair bet.
He saw enough.
He saw
Yeah,
enough,
yeah.
and then we're like, okay, what do you do? Nothing. We didn't adjust. We left it. I
Yeah.
mean, because we're still balancing. And I'll say this right now: I think either one of those teams beats the Bucks
Yeah,
right now.
I agree.
I mean, even without home court, they're not
Yeah.
going to have home court as of right now. That's what the Bucks are still
You think
playing
the Bucks
for.
are getting out the East?
Do I think the Bucks are getting out of the East? Yes. You? No.
I'm not sure.
No.
I haven't decided yet.
All right.
Yeah,
Raptors.
starting to buy into the Boston a little bit.
Boston.
I feel like people are looking for value in the West, and they're
Looking for
wrong.
value,
People should
no.
be looking for value in the
In the
East.
Yes.
And it should not be the Heat.
East.
Oh, the
I'm just kidding.
Oh, the
always
East.
talking about
Oh,
the
the
East.
East.
The East side.
Yeah,
The East side.
That's
What
crazy.
he does.
The East.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
where
the
the
East,
barbershop
man.
is, right?
That is,
That
yeah,
is,
yeah.
okay,
Deep, deep east.
Yeah.
Boulder Highway and Russell.
All right.
Rain Barbershop. Shameless plug.
We're gonna do the show there for someday. I'm telling you.
I guarantee it.
Someday
Yeah.
soon. All right, that'll shelf the NBA talk unless you got anything else you want to mention. I don't like the way I went and looked at the standings. We can't get Dallas out of there. The top 7 spots are pretty much nailed in. The Western Conference standings have completely changed around. I mean, Denver, Utah, OKC, and Houston are now all within a game of each other.
Yeah.
Anyone can be 3
Rockets,
through 6.
Rockets are the 5 seed?
been
They're the
struggling.
6th seed.
They
Oh, they lost to the Knicks. That was the Knicks loss, and then
the
kind of going down.
Charlotte.
Yeah, they lost to Charlotte. They didn't have Westbrook.
How?
Though.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
rest.
yeah,
he
yeah,
rested.
yeah.
Right, he rested.
Rest.
And they got off to a
Yeah,
horrendous start. Yeah.
They locked that in.
Small ball's not working right now. I mean, that's
Well-
4 in a row. And again, they're going to go through these things.
Wait, they won the
Totally.
Celtics game and lost 4 in a row? That's
Yes.
what I have
Yeah.
not been
Yes.
watching any
Yes.
of this shit, so, I mean, I am clueless at this point.
Well, Harden doesn't have a shot right now, and unless he has his shot, they're not winning anything.
That's fair.
So
Yeah, people are
Wait.
questioning Harden.
he's not getting his shot off, or he's just missing.
he's just missing.
He ain't getting to the
He's
foul
not
line.
hot, but he goes through that stuff. He goes through that at some point in the year. He's always going to slump. So hopefully for them, it gets out of his system now, and then he gets his hot streak going into the playoffs, and then look out.
All right, I don't know. This 4-game losing streak was at the Knicks, home against the
Disregards it?
Clippers. No. They
Well,
won
but I'm
6
just
in a row.
saying,
and
if
then-
he's
but
if he's missing 9 out of 11 three-pointers, then they're not winning. I mean, that's how they play.
That's fair.
They live and
Knicks,
die by the
Clippers, Charlotte, Orlando. Not
No,
a
I
good
get it.
stretch. And
I
now
get
this week they got Minnesota. They got the Lakers.
Oddly, if the ball
they
doesn't
got
go in,
Portland.
you don't win.
Wow, solving really big stuff right there. That's good shit. Rack that one. Put that one on. No, please. If the ball doesn't go in the hoop, you lose.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you lose. You can't win.
Pretty simple.
That's all it is.
If you're not
It's simple.
scoring-
If they make threes, they win. If they miss threes, they lose. It's really
That's
that
it.
simple.
Back to
The
the
Rockets-
threes again.
That's like
The
200
Rockets are
college
that.
basketball
That's
teams
it.
I can name
Yeah.
in a row. Like, just go down the list.
That was a team that we had mentioned that might have value on the futures. The price has gone up.
I hope
with the
so.
4-game streak.
I hope so.
You can go maybe.
I just
got to
see Harden start making some, and I'm be on
You're
it.
back in it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Let's tie up the loose ends from that UFC event. You were there.
You had great seats.
I did, man.
God,
yeah, you were
Shout out to
really-
everybody at UFC.
Oh, man.
If anybody's
Solid.
listening.
They
Appreciate
hooked
it.
you up.
Yeah, straight up.
I watched all the prelim fights.
Mhm.
Action, I'm telling you, there has to be more events in Vegas. There is just a higher interest. You guys talked about the card being The action was great. It was really good. All the favorites won. It was one of those chalky parlays that just kept rolling. And the last, I believe, prelim fight that was on ESPN was O'Malley.
Yeah.
Who, I don't know who this dude is. He don't look like much. He just kind of, looked like almost like a praying mantis, sat back and popped that guy, knocked him the fuck out.
Sean O'Malley's my boy.
Oh, I'm a
Helena,
fan.
Montana.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, that's
30,
right. Yeah,
30
that's right. I
miles.
thought he
What's
30
his
miles from where I
nickname?
grew up.
was.
Sugar.
Oh, it's rap.
Sold him on it
But-
right there.
That started the train of the favorite parlays.
Yeah.
And as you grade a fight, you see the number increase on the computer, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is gonna be bad."
Yeah.
If
I was like, man, thank God I did
when-
props.
oh
If I
yeah,
didn't do props, we would have got murdered on UFC this week.
yeah, we lost more to parlays than we did straight bets.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can't stop that. You need
When
one
the favorite
dog
train
to get
comes,
in
it's
It's
you're in
over.
trouble.
Yeah. And they were parlaying it to the basketball.
Wait, did
and
all the
everything else.
favorites win on the card?
The
Pretty
last
much.
5 all won.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones that
And
mattered, I'm
There was
assuming.
one
most.
upset, and there was the one favorite they weren't putting on the parlay.
Yeah.
Which was the what's the Chinese kid's name that fought Neil Magny? Yeah.
Yeah.
You should say it in the mic.
I ain't saying
At least say it in the mic.
I was in the middle of writing something.
apologize.
Li Jingliang.
Oh well, I
There it is.
apologize.
He ain't sorry for shit.
No.
Yeah. But I didn't see the fight personally. Again, I said that before, but you saw the fight. The women's fight, I saw what they look like afterward.
Dude.
Well, that
I
was big
read-
on social media.
Holy shit, her face had that
Dude,
hematoma.
the
I don't
jokes-
even like saying the word hematoma, but when you see one,
Dude.
The
and
jokes
she
were
fought
hilarious.
with it for 3
even though it
rounds,
sucked.
right?
Yeah. It started to swell in the third,
Yeah.
and then by the fifth it got bad, and then after the fight, I feel like it doubled in size. I'm like, dude, let her leave. Like they were having her hang around for an interview, And I get it because the fight was that special, but I'm like, her head was growing by like the minute. I'm like, let her leave. Like that needs to get like some ice on it, you know?
She wanted to stay.
Yeah, no, she did. You could tell she did. She wanted to say something.
I
because
like her.
She put on one of the best fights. Like it's honestly one of the best 5 fights I've ever seen live.
That's
like
fair.
As far as the fact that it was 2 people that wanted to be the champion, that just laid everything they could out to win that fight. It was one of those fights where you're like, man, it sucks somebody's going to lose this fight. I thought they got it right. I thought Weili Zhang won because even just sitting so close, like when you would hear Joanna land, it was like something soft, and then the other thing sounded like a baseball bat.
Really?
Like when she lands, man, there is power behind those punches, dude.
Sitting
and
down
the
on
fact
them.
she took them and she kept getting rocked, and wobbled and stuff, but she stayed in there, and that makes the Rose Namajunas punch that knocked her out basically even better. I mean, she must have just hit the perfect shot that night.
All the post-fight analysis that I read talked about the number of strikes.
Yeah,
there was just so
tremendous,
many,
just trading.
Third all
minimal
time.
defense.
Third all time.
Third all
ended up.
time.
Wow.
In any fight ever?
UFC fight.
UFC,
Oh, that's
yeah.
pretty
Which is
wild.
incredible.
I'm just saying, generally, that's incredible.
Especially, and I know people.
Holy
like,
shit, man! That's
I forget what number 2 is, but number 1 all time is Max Holloway, Brian Ortega from a few years ago.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
400
unreal.
significant strikes.
yeah.
And this was, I think, somewhere around 50 short of that.
Dude.
Wow, dude, like
Hats off.
I know, like people, it's crazy. Like I don't know, you say women, you want to say women, you want to say no women, whatever, but like regardless of what everyone thinks, it was one of the best fights I've ever seen, male or female. It is 100% the best women's fight I've ever seen. And then to see it live, I just was so impressed with the courage and the strength and the skill, and just, man, it was awesome.
What was the vibe like in the building during that fight?
They got
because I've been there.
They got 3 standing ovations during that match.
Like after
Nice.
the like after the round,
They
Yeah,
got
after
it.
the round.
They got it with 10 seconds left in the 5th. They got it in the beginning of the 4th, and they got it after the 4th round.
Wow.
I mean, the arena was electric, man. Like, I mean, I've never heard people reacting to like a women's fight like that. I mean, you could just tell it was special. Like, it just had so much, like, just energy. Like, it was crazy good.
At any point, did either of you feel like that fight was going to be over?
I felt like Joanna had taken her best stuff, so I thought she was just crafty enough to just get out of the way, and I didn't think she'd stop her. By about the 3rd round, I was like, I think this is going to go 5.
Yeah, by the 3rd round, Weili's pop was gone. It was an interesting strategy that she went with, and it was essentially, I don't care what you throw, Joanna. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to
Throw
try
it
and
back in
kill
her
you.
face, yeah.
Because that was everything. Like, what Alan was saying was Joanna was fighting with great technique, and she was hitting 3 or 4 shots at a time, and Weili was like, okay, fine. And then she was popping her with the right hand, and it was like 3 or 4 times where you could see Joanna's head just going back. And she was trying to punch her head clean off, and these shots were landing hard. It's why you saw that big-ass hematoma on her head. And but by the 3rd round, it seemed like she was fatiguing a little bit. But what's impressive is 4th and 5th round were Weili's, and she was the one that started pushing the action a little bit, and she was still landing those power shots. And in the 5th round, she landed 2 left hooks, one right on the jaw that I thought might put Joanna down for the count, but Joanna weathered it, and it was very impressive. Great point about Namajunas, because that left hook that got her really messed her up bad.
Hit the button, wherever that button is on everyone's chin, because everyone has it somewhere.
And Weili hit that left hook in the 5th and hard, and Joanna was hurt, but not as just
I think if she lands that one in the 1st, it's over.
It might have wrecked her
5th,
confidence, because that was the interesting thing about this fight was if you watch Joanna in the first 2 rounds, she was having a good time in there. She was smiling.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I'm so much better than you." She's like, "This is going to be an easy night." And then once she got hit with the right hand about late in the 1st. She was like, I can't mess around.
Yeah.
But then by 3rd round, she got a little bit too confident, and she stuck
yeah.
in the pocket, and that allowed Weili to land more, and it lost her the fight.
It's crazy, too, because that's like literally what I said on the podcast last week, because I said, I don't think she's going to be able to land and get out. And she just didn't want to get out. She didn't want to get out enough.
Well, she had too much success early, I think.
I think so. I think
Do you think it was an ego thing? Like,
for sure.
Yeah,
right. That's what I would figure.
I'm not sure exactly, but I do know that she wins that fight if she lands 2 shots and gets out of it. Like, she would have won that fight because she is more skilled at this game than Weili is at this moment. But the difference is that when Joanna would hit her twice and Wiley hit her once,
It'd be a
you were
different,
impressed by the one shot.
Right,
You're
yeah.
like, wow, she hit so much harder.
It was kind of like Poirier and Max Holloway from last year, where Holloway, and not to the same level because Holloway didn't have the same success with the volume striking, but he would tag Poirier a couple times, and it was one shot from Poirier that would send Holloway on the run.
Straight back.
Yeah.
It was kind of, it's good comparison, yeah.
Well,
And Wiley's second win in the fifth was incredible. She
you
just
wanna
all of
talk-
a sudden found some energy.
Well,
Because
like
I thought she was tiring
Yeah.
too, especially in the third. And then all of a sudden, here she comes. I'm like, wow.
It reminded me a lot of Joanna against Claudia Gadelha, and I don't know if you remember that fight in the sense that Gadelha had just taken her down for the 2 rounds with ease.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And she
oh,
was
Joanna's going
gassed.
to lose this. And then the third round on, Joanna took it to her.
Yep.
And just beat the piss out of her.
Yep.
Well, Wei Li looked like she was slowing down, and then she was like, nope, we're going to have these exchanges, and she just essentially just grit and heart
Yep.
and won it on that.
Absolutely.
Because strategically, it was awful.
I like the words grit and heart.
I was just watching an Edge promo. Right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's great.
well, that was again. That fight was bet as much or more for us than the main event.
I tried to
was.
stay ahead of
And
it. but
Did
we
you have
still
more
lost
action on
her.
that or the XFL games?
Oh, it wasn't even.
No, I'm
close.
kidding. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with
We'll give
Wait-
you
wait
the
a minute,
5
wait a
minutes, honey.
Seriously?
Yeah.
The women's fight had more than Adesanya and Romero?
Up until the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I mean because it had another 30 minutes to get more, it probably eclipsed it. But up
But that was
until
the
the
biggest-
fight started.
That was the biggest handle of the day, though, those fights.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
of
was it
all?
overall?
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because
because
it was
yeah,
here.
but that
Because it was
fight
here.
was
that's
bigger,
fair.
Was the
That makes
biggest
sense.
fight
Yeah.
of the card until it went.
Until it went, yeah.
And
yeah.
then everything rolled into the final.
Yeah.
Fair.
You know, to the,
Yeah.
the guys fight.
But it was pretty close.
What did that?
Yeah,
Before
no.
we get off, like, what did it close? The Joanna fight.
Oh, we went as
I
high
wasn't
as-
working, but I told the guys to stay high. We still end up losing to her.
We kept moving it
Which
up.
I mean, you
It
can't
was-
really do much.
We
No,
were,
you can't.
I think we
yeah,
closed
yeah, yeah.
minus
That's fair.
240.
Okay.
It just kept coming.
Yeah.
You know, because earlier in the week it was all Joanna, and it went down, and we were actually as low as 180
It's funny, yeah, because
something
I
like
said
that
on the
when we
cast
talked
too
about it.
that we, I liked her
at 180.
at 180,
Right.
And as soon as we took a bet on her, we moved.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I was telling the guys like, yeah, we want to be a little high
Right.
if we can. But it was like the second we went up, then bang, here comes
Somebody bet it.
Joanna.
Right.
So it
Yeah.
was like, okay, well, like we have two groups that like both sides, so
Right.
there's not a lot you can do in those scenarios.
Correct. Yep.
We didn't have that in the men's fight. I can tell you that right now. We
Mm.
just didn't get the dog money in the Romero. He just didn't get the interest as much as Joanna did comparatively. I mean, he got bet,
Yeah, correct.
but it was
Yeah.
not like anything close to what Joanna
Yeah.
did betting wise.
That's really interesting to me because neither Wei Li nor Joanna are like major stars that are completely bankable on anything, so that people
Well,
would be betting it that
better,
heavily.
the sharp bettors get good information, so they're going to get on the person that has a shot to win. You know,
Gotcha.
more than anything. And the thing was, while I liked Wiley, she could have lost that fight at the end with the scorecards. I mean, it was close. So if you're getting 2-1 on something that is basically a pick 'em going to the cards.
But you're saying
you
it's,
got
the,
your
it's the
value.
sharp guys that are coming.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
guys are betting that.
Well,
They probably know
it
nothing
being-
about the MMA. They're hearing it from a guy they respect.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But
that's how this stuff is getting. It's getting crazy like that,
Mm.
where somebody's giving somebody something,
Mm-hmm.
and the bets start to come in.
No
you
doubt.
see it. It's. I don't want to call it a niche
Well,
sport, but that's
it
the
is
way
a
it's
niche
being
sport.
bet. Yeah, but that's the way it's being bet now is with information.
You
Yeah,
guys said
more-
it. You guys said it earlier that you're like, oh well, Alan's gonna bet it. Talking about college basketball, and I am gonna bet it because I'm gonna listen to this guy,
Right,
and I'm gonna
right,
listen to
right,
you, and I'm
right.
gonna listen to other people that I respect. So yeah,
That's how it works.
mm-hmm.
I'm betting anything. I don't care, especially if it's good. Like
I've
if the
seen
info is okay, I'm like, all right, let's rip it.
Well, yeah, but you just said it there. The info.
The info.
Yeah, no, 100%. But you know just as much as like all of us know. Like
Doesn't
just
always
generally.
get there.
I mean, sometimes I'm gonna rip no matter what, just off like a whim. Why are you playing it? Whim. You might not want
It's
to
a-
follow. You might not want to tail.
Right, it's a whim play. Not an info play.
It's a whim. Yeah, it's a
Ha-
whim.
hashtag win play.
Yeah, hashtag whim play.
Whim play.
I think it's only good for the degenerates in March to be involved with that hashtag.
There you go.
I mean,
All right.
shit, you're gonna bet it. You're gonna bet it. There's no other way around it.
I'm going to take my 2-minute hockey shift here. I think the Knights have a goalie controversy, boys.
Did they beat the Flames?
They did.
I left the
Edmonton
M
tonight.
I didn't mean to touch your
big
knee,
game,
dog.
but
Sorry, man.
Fleury and Robin Lehner. Now it's actually come to fruition that the same thing that happened to Marc-Andre Fleury in Pittsburgh could be happening here. He may get benched for the playoffs. The way this is going right now for the Knights, and you hockey guys know, they're trying to set up the lines and the goalie for the playoffs.
Do you think it's a bad thing?
No, I don't, because he's just not been the same, and they need someone to stop the puck.
Yeah.
They give up a lot of shots some nights. They need a guy that's going to make 35 saves in a night and win them the game. If it's 2-1 or 3-2, whatever it is, they have a tendency. They don't have that lockdown, give up only 18 shots and just make the one save and cover it and don't give up rebounds. They give up shots. They give up opportunities. They've been getting, not so much lately, but they've been in the penalty box a lot. So
is that their new coach's style?
No.
Or is it just their talent?
It's the way they're playing right now.
Okay.
And maybe it'll tighten up for the playoffs.
What's the difference between this and when the Knights were actually like successful a couple of years ago?
Fleury
was obviously more dominant, I'm assuming.
Yes, but they were keeping the puck out of the middle of their defensive zone.
Right.
Asking him to make one save and cover it. Now there's just more opportunities. There's more rebounds being given up. And it feels like they're shorthanded way more now than they have been in 2 years.
Okay.
So they're giving up power plays.
On the
which means
defensive
more
end.
shots.
I'm learning on the go.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I love the Knights, I guess, but I'm learning on the go.
No. So that's just the one thing I wanted to mention. And then the other thing was I had mentioned on the show last week about finding streaks and things like that. The Penguins have continued to lose. They won 2 games as favorites, but they are now actually out of the playoffs right now if the season would end. So teams go bad, you want to find value, bet against them. And the Flyers haven't lost. You talk about a team adding to a team that the team will never lose again. The Flyers have won 9 in a row.
Put them on right now.
Put them on. That's it.
They're on. They're already
actually
on.
tied for the division. They
It's
caught
them
the Capitals.
and Providence and Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky.
Yeah, the hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw them on.
All right. That's my 2 minutes for hockey. Just wanted to mention that. And I've been asked about like futures and teams. Boston's the best team in hockey right now. There's no value.
Did we talk about that last? I think we talked about it off air.
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
it was off
Boston's
air.
the best team in hockey right now. They're 5-1 to win the cup. I don't know if there's value in that or not, but they're probably going to have home ice throughout.
Okay.
They're the best team in hockey. So that's in the East. The West is a mess.
Most
I
points
don't-
get the.
most points
get
gets
the
the
home-
home ice throughout.
Okay, nice.
So
Yep.
you want to look at a team, there it is.
My NHL knowledge is showing.
You win the President's Trophy, you usually don't win the
You
cup,
lose.
though.
You lose. You don't even win the Stanley Cup. You win that trophy. No one really wants that, but you got to keep winning to get it. So
That's
uh,
great.
The Tampa Bay
I love
Lightning.
this.
It's the
Tampa Bay
curse.
Lightning Memorial Trophy.
That's it.
Yeah.
The Lightning trophy. They should rename the motherfucker.
It would have been the Capitals until a few years ago.
Oh, that's
Correct.
fair.
Correct. Yes.
That's great.
The minute they didn't win
I love
they
it.
won the cup.
That was it. Bang.
All right. Before we get out of here, real quick, I wanted to mention a couple things that I saw both on Twitter and in the news. Did you guys see anything about the horse racing scandal today?
I did not.
You did not. Okay, so
Is it-
the
was
FBI
it crazy?
did a huge sting on doping in horse racing. Everybody's fucking cheating. Everybody's doing something. And they finally got the guys who have been doing it apparently in the East Coast. And they got the guy, one of them is the guy who trained Maximum Security is the name of the horse.
Yeah.
And won the Kentucky Derby and got taken down for the bump
Oh yeah, that's right.
last year.
Yeah, the bump.
Yeah.
That's right.
Justice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Justice move.
Karma, whatever you want to call it.
Justice play.
But
Justice.
again, it's one of those things that's going on that people seem to know. And when you're around books and you're around tracks and around things, like you hear things, you see things, you wonder things you don't know. And now the FBI came out with it. I forget what they called it, Operation Starting Gate or some bullshit. I forget what
Operation
it was.
Seabiscuit.
Oh my God.
This, by the way, they had a dog racing track in Jacksonville like 5 years ago went through this where they got busted for a lot of
Doping dogs?
Yeah. And it was,
Bullshit.
swear to God, I'll show it to you after we go off the air
Bastards,
here.
really? Oh
Yeah,
my
absolutely. And it was like
God.
there was a lot of things like cocaine, coked up dogs, like they were
Yeah.
giving the dogs coke.
Yeah.
Well, they're in Florida, so
Well, we had mentioned this. There's
All
an
about the plays.
that's all there is to it. Who's
with horses
give it to
dying.
him? Give it to him.
They're all drugged up. There's a lot of things going on. Just I didn't know if you saw it. It's in the news. We talk about current events.
I didn't want to go from doping them up to them dying. Damn it. No, it's fine. I get it. I get it.
Twitter.
Dave, I think you've beat this dead horse.
Yes, that's it. Excellent. Cha-ching.
That's it. Yeah. That's right.
But make sure you tip your servers.
There it is. Yep. We'll be here all night.
Did you guys see the thing I tweeted with the referee call in the Mountain West?
Yes. Yeah. Who made a big deal
you
about
wanna
it?
talk about corruption? You wanna
Warren
talk about
Sharp
things?
did.
I don't know.
I've seen yours
but
first,
yeah, right?
and then someone
And
else also. I was like, damn, this is a pretty big deal.
Listen, we're close right now at
Yeah.
this table.
Yeah.
We ain't close enough to that end line that guy was.
Well, he was looking, dude.
To call, he didn't hesitate. He sold it. You're on the line. We're going the other way.
I've made a big deal about premeditated calls for years.
Oh, that was it.
This is for years. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like some of those charging calls or holding calls, dude, that flag or that fucking whistle is being blown like immediately. Like they know, like especially late in these games, like these refs, like they're calling them. I mean, it cannot be proven, which I don't care, but they're calling. Like I know when it's being I know when they're thinking about it, and they make it a bigger deal when it's later in the games. And they're trying to get involved, like with a big charge. It's just like it gets the crowd excited, and I'm like, well, this is wrong.
Bringing some money.
Oh, they love it, man.
On these games.
Oh, they love it.
There's
They
a
got the
lot
blood, fucking punching you out the umps in baseball.
Watch it. Don't hit nothing.
Oh, no, I'm coming over the top.
Okay, all
I'm
right,
coming
good,
over the
good.
top.
Shit, we're close. I had to lean back. I almost went into the wall.
I'm not trying to bash the refs, but they know, like they're humans. Like they got their own feelings about like a certain game.
They want to be a part.
That's all there is. I don't care what anybody says.
You get caught up in it. I get it.
100%.
But we got replay and stuff now. Like somebody got to just say, hold on, and bring the guy over and say, listen, he wasn't close to that.
No,
Give him the ball, call it inadvertent whistle, and just be done with it.
That's it. Yeah.
Shouldn't just every official just be in front of a replay thing and just automatically be looking at that?
I don't know, man. If the Astros are wearing buzzers to get to know what fucking,
They're
pitches
getting-
Whatever
coming,
it may
can't
be.
the refs wear a buzzer and go, when you get buzzed, come to the table.
Yeah.
It's a
Somebody,
fuck up.
we need to talk to you.
It's a fuck up buzzer. That's it.
I might as well bring this
good.
up because it
I like
got
that.
it got put on the board. You remember when we were doing the inside the NBA thing with the sticky notes?
Yeah.
that they did.
Yeah.
Aces and Mystics in the finals didn't happen.
Semifinals, and one of them won the championship. So give me a chance, please.
Like
give
it
me
count.
No, please. Somebody give me.
Yeah.
Goddamn Arrow
And I
posted
go,
the shit.
yeah, and I go, yeah. Ernie would have given it to you, but not me.
No, yeah.
So-
very true.
That's
why I like
I
EJ.
said, I just have this feeling. I've been watching some of these clips of them just getting frozen on pitches and watching strike three. I'm going to say the Astros have a losing record this season.
Bang. I like it.
Under
I like it.
500?
Yes.
Cut that.
Wow.
I mean, don't cut it out of here.
Damn,
Cut
that's
it and put it
strong.
on. This
Oh,
is a
that
big
one,
deal.
there you go.
I actually am
That's
a fan.
big take, though.
I like it.
I think the Athletics, the Angels, and the Rangers are all going to be better to the point where they're going to put pressure on the Astros, and the Astros are going to get off to like a rough start because of this whole thing.
Okay.
And I think they'll settle up and they'll maybe make a little bit of a run, but I can see them ending up at like 79 wins.
80 wins.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be a big
Drop?
swing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
That's
Justice.
What he does.
Rays.
Justice.
Raise or die.
Rays are going to
Are we
win the
doing
World
it?
Series. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Rays are live,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, Rays
We're
might be
getting
good.
on them again.
Yeah. We talked about
We're ready
it.
to die
We
again.
talked about it a week
Oh,
ago.
God.
We should all get involved. I'm not even kidding. I think we should
Rays,
all be
yeah.
betting Rays,
All right,
like
I like
on
it.
this show.
Yeah. We might have to do it.
Send us your futures tickets on the Rays to win the World Series, and we'll get on it.
Yeah,
too.
just send a bunch of pictures. If anyone's listening, Rays to win the World Series would be great because obviously we'll be there with you.
That's it.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Last
Everybody-
mention.
man.
I'll
Rays
let you guys
Brigade.
get in some XFL talk. It's going to be quick, though.
It's gonna be Allen.
Did you see what happened with the kneel down?
Yes,
Okay. I didn't see it live.
I didn't either.
Houston, okay.
It's very funny.
They kneeled down with 3 seconds to go
Yep.
in a game up 9.
Yep.
The clock's supposed to stop in the last 2 minutes after every play.
Correct.
They let it run, game over. They're supposed to give Seattle the ball. They respond immediately with a public relations release. We messed up. The ref should have given him Seattle the ball with 3 seconds left, and he's been reassigned. He got sent to Siberia.
Yeah, Siberia.
He got to fight Drago next. I don't know where this guy go. He ain't reffing no more XFL games.
They gave him a coat and a tent.
But I give them credit.
He might be dead.
For right.
I'm kidding. That's just crazy.
With the horses?
Oh no, yeah.
Sleeps with the fishes, not the horses.
Good night.
The horse head was in the bed.
That's it.
Anyhow,
that's a great reference. By the way, it's an incredible reference.
But I give him credit. Responded right away and said we fucked up. I love it.
Yeah.
It's there's so many things, and I'm not watching it. I'm lying. I watched a little of the LA game. I'm still not watching it.
What? It was great.
That was
It was
great.
a great game.
I
Great
saw
game.
the last.
That's what I keep saying. The games are actually getting better. So, like, now's the time to actually watch these games. They're actually
in
getting better.
March when basketball's on. No one's watching.
Oh, yeah. Everyone.
We'll see.
Everyone. We'll
Did-
look
I
at
don't
those
think
ratings.
they thought of that. No, people are going to be watching.
There's things
People
that
will be
the
I'll be
NFL
watching.
should be
They
noticing.
only got to worry about one weekend. That's the thing.
That's what I mean.
everybody's
Yeah,
talking
that's it.
Yeah.
I just
about.
thought about it
'Cause
right
once
now.
they're
Yeah.
Sweet 16, Elite 8,
I
no one
almost
cares
talked
again.
some
They'll be
shit,
good, yeah.
but I just thought about that immediately.
Right. But the NFL's got to, get put on notice. There's a lot of things going on in the league, the way they're doing things, and then this.
Can we get rid of the extra point after watching the XFL?
Yeah,
Like, that's way better, right?
Well, it would just
Way
be more.
better.
I mean, it's just
The
love
players
it.
you want to watch play are the ones that have to make the play.
yeah, but
That's my whole
but
point.
The NFL's not going to do a 1, 2, 3
Well,
scenario.
I don't care. Like, let's just get rid of the extra point and everybody has to go for 2.
Yeah,
I just think that's way better.
That's fine.
Kickers are good for field goals
That's
whenever,
fine. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then going for 2 every time.
As
I'm
an
okay with that.
anti-kicker guy, I will make that I'll shake hands on that. Say they can stay, but there's no extra points.
Who made
anymore.
up kicking for losers?
That would be our boy John Murray.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I just
no,
don't-
you? All right.
I almost-
didn't
no,
know.
no, I almost
I
made
didn't
a
know.
beef.
No, it wasn't
Okay.
kick. I didn't say
I-
kicking for losers. I said get rid of kickers.
Get
was
rid of
Yeah,
my
but
hashtag.
did you say
Get
that
rid of
before
kickers.
I did.
anyone?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
go
he's
find
been
it.
saying it for years.
No, I just
Yeah.
want to
This
make
goes
sure.
way back.
It's
I'm not
fine.
even. I'm not even
Executive director John Murray and I will have issues with it at some point.
Stack it up like back in the day.
trying to bang.
Yeah, exactly.
As simple as
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I love it.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
I stack it up heavy.
I just think that you're right. There's maybe the games are getting better. We'll see, but I give them a tip of the cap for doing that.
Yes.
And
This shit's not. This shit's going to the championship because people think it's going to end.
Oh, no,
and
it's
it
going
ain't
all the
ending.
way.
Yeah.
oh
Oh,
no,
boy.
they're gonna
And there's
run
gonna
out
be
the
another year.
season. I don't know if it's gonna be another year. It's still picking for me.
God
They're gonna
damn it!
They're gonna have 2 more teams.
I guarantee it.
They're
I
gonna
believe.
add 2 more teams.
Well, they already have
San
a
Diego
nine-
and San Antonio. I'm calling it right now.
Holy shit!
I like San Antonio a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I'll have to wait and see on that one. We'll just leave it there. Before we go, we're going to do Take a Minute Last if you have one. But I
finally
just
have
wanted
one.
to mention that we talk about
I'm
the
the one that
gaming
never
today.
has one.
Oh yeah. What am I talking about?
care of some business here, fellas.
Sorry.
We talk about the Gaming Today digital subscription, yet we should also mention how it all got started. The Vintage Gaming Today print edition can be found in virtually every sportsbook in Nevada, as well as sportsbooks and casinos in 9 other states. You get award-winning content, analysis, stats, selections, gaming industry news, casino news, and more from Oregon to Pennsylvania and Illinois today.
Bang.
It's live.
Come on.
Soon to be in Colorado, soon to be in Washington. But it's all over. It's Gaming Today in vintage print form. If your favorite book doesn't carry it, ask management to contact support@gamingtoday.com
I love it.
and get the paper in the books.
Yes, sir.
Along with, in Illinois, they have 100 kiosks or something like that at the one place.
Is anybody writing tickets or?
5 windows.
Jeez.
5 windows. Our boy Joe mentioned that to me. 5 windows.
Sounds like the
and
future.
30 kiosks in the book, and then they're spread throughout the property. BetMGM just went and did that in their property. They're releasing this new look book. It's a sports book that's not a sports book. It's basically a restaurant and lounge with sports book windows and kiosks everywhere.
That's in Illinois.
They're doing that right now at Park
It's
MGM.
Park MGM. It wasn't as redesigned as people think because I was at both of the versions of this book, But I actually think that's the right way to build books nowadays.
Nice, yeah.
All this big-ass seating, all that
I
stuff
agree
is
with
done.
that. Yes, yeah.
You still need big screens, in my opinion.
Of course.
I think you need big
gotta-
screens because you got to have enough people in there to keep it going. But
I agree.
I think that's the route to go.
All right. You said you have a take a minute?
I do.
All right. We'll start with Alan then.
Bingo.
If Alan has one, do you have one?
I got nothing.
God.
Excellent work.
How? How?
All right, I'll jump in and go now then, if you want, or do you want me to go last? What do you?
Yeah,
prefer?
you can go because you lock it down. So I'll take my
All right.
minute.
All right.
Whenever.
Well,
This is something that I think it just came up and something that I probably wanted to talk about for a while. But if anybody's watching any games, this goes for friends or anybody that's listening. And if you have action on a certain game and you're telling people, like my buddy Aaron was doing today, that your team is up in the first half and you start texting like you either won or it's going well, like you might want to like pump the brakes because the shit ain't over. So for anyone that has like any idea of like how games work, you have to wait till it ends. And I think on a betting platform, it's even worse because when you say it and you lose, when you're up 20 or whatever, it looks worse. So anyone that has an idea or a clue should just wait to talk shit when the game's over, opposing to when it's still going and you think you're going to win. That'd be my minute.
solid right there, just under the wire. Good
Yeah.
work, Mo. Yeah,
Nothing against my boy Aaron. I love him. Yeah,
nothing personal.
but it's
you
a lot
got-
of people do some shit like that, and I'm just like, my man, like not like from a like your I can't
almost
think of the word.
jinxing it,
Yeah,
you're putting
correct. Yeah,
karma, like it just you gotta wait.
that's it. Yeah, because I don't
In the
want
basketball, especially.
like yeah, and I mean I don't like to say it just because sports are sports and it is what it is, but you just look like more of an asshole when you do it when the game is on, and I'm like, well, you should know more than So that's just how it is. Yeah.
All right, I will go. Ready, right now. My take a minute is simply this: enjoy March. It is a great time in the sports book. It is a great time to come out. There's a lot of things going on with the news, the stock market, the coronavirus. There's everything. There's nothing but bad stuff going on right now. I'm telling you. And like people are thinking it's going to affect Vegas. People aren't coming. I don't know what the answer is, but if you're here, come, be prepared, set up your apps, make plays. This has been, for years for me, the guy trip of all guy trips. We started coming out to March Madness as a group from Pennsylvania, and we made it this week every year, next week, the first week of the tournament. And then we graduated to the second week because the crowds got too big. Come out, enjoy it, because it's going to change. There's going to be books everywhere. I don't know if you're going to get the same atmosphere in books across the country.
You will not.
Enjoy Vegas while you can. That's it.
My man, stamp of approval. Which is true.
By the way, this is the time to come here, people. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the
It's
rates are going to
nice.
be awesome.
I mean, the weather's
Yeah.
going to be nice too.
Just
There's
wash
a lot of
your
stuff
hands.
going on.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
wash
people,
your,
just wash your
wash
hands.
your goddamn
please.
hands.
Just wash your hands.
Somebody, damn it.
I was thinking about this recently. It's like this is like the golden age of OCD.
Yeah.
People are just like, everybody's doing what we're doing
I've been
now.
telling you.
Yeah, right. Grab
Howie
the towel on the
Mandel-ish.
way out and open the door. Like everyone, I mean,
Can
seriously.
you please start
just-
putting like a trash can by the door
Yeah,
so we can
Yeah.
actually do that and throw the towel
right.
away? I would
Yeah.
love that.
That would help. All right.
How is that not happening? No, honestly,
It's
man,
really
like,
not,
to this,
but it needs
man,
to.
that just seems crazy to me.
It needs to.
honestly.
All right, boys, that's it for Monday, March 9th from the bunker. Let's go around the table, and it's like a sit and spin. It's not even really a table, but we're close and we're tight. So starting to my left, I am Reynolds, 2305, the producer of the entire show, master producer. Follow him on Twitter. Across from me, Motoy Pearson, at He These Takes. College basketball, St. Peter's. Anything on the way out? Peacocks?
I need St. Peter's for my soul.
There it is. Alan Berg, at %Berg on Twitter. There it is. He leaned in. Nothing. Perfect. That's great. That was awesome. I thought he had something.
The lean in was good enough. It's as good as words.
And I am Dave Sherapan at SportsBK Consig.
Consig.
Yep.
How about Wisconsin to win it all?
He already did it.
The show, again,
Big
at
player
GT
style.
Cash Consider. Follow the show, share the show, rate the show. Thank you for reviewing the show. We got a couple
appreciate it.
reviews.
Seriously.
Even if it was your burner, Mo.
Yeah, I
don't give a
mean, whatever it may be. Or if I
It
call
helps.
somebody,
Yeah.
fuck it, you know. But we do appreciate everyone listening to it, though, man.
That's
You guys
it.
are great.
Fist bumps. We are out.